Hi guys! So what did you all think of Doctor Who? I thought it was a really good episode. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was super clever. I was definitely satisfied with it. I think Matt Smith was definitely the best, most amazing thing. I'm so gonna miss him when he goes, but it was really good. I really loved it, and I hope you guys did too. So this week is book week, where we recommend books, talk about books we love and things. So I thought I would talk a bit about books that I loved when I was younger and books that I'm read more recently. At the moment, I'm comfort reading a book of my childhood, so I thought I might as well share it. So the book that I'm reading at the moment before I go to bed, because it requires no thought, is Anne of Green Gables. I absolutely loved this book. Love this book. I loved this book as a kid. It was a whole series, I read them all, and I just loved Anne, and I loved her friend Anne, I loved Gilbert and whether she was gonna get with him, and she did, and she had children and all. It was one of those fun story, orphan girl story type things. As a recommendation, go back to your childhood books. It's fun when you're tired and you're just you want to wind down before you go to bed. On that theme, another book that I reread recently was Swallows and Amazons, which I took as my book for my Desert Island Discs. It's just fun reading children's books and reading them as adults. It's not so much a book that I would recommend, but sort of a series and an author is Terry Pratchett. His Discworld novels, like The Colour of Magic, was the first one. And actually, I'm filming this on Sunday. Apparently it's 30 years since this bad boy was published. If you haven't read Terry Pratchett, you are missing out. His books are hilarious. He has this amazing world that he's created, and because there are so many books, you meet certain characters again, and it is a world. And normally when someone's just like churning out book after book after book, I would swear he was writing sort of 2 or 3 books a year. Normally it means that they're rubbish books and you have bad ones and good ones. I haven't found that with this. So they're fantastic. I haven't read all of them by any means. I plan one day to read from the beginning to the end, because then I'll properly see all the inside jokes and all that sort of thing. But with the amount that I've read, I still get it. And I mean, I've read, I don't know, 10 to 20 of them probably. When I was at school, I did work my way through them. My mum gave me this one, and then I read the next and the next and the next ones. Every so often I buy one, and it's the sort of thing that I just sit and I have to consume in a day, so it's actually quite dangerous because everything else just goes in your life. So Terry Pratchett, amazing books, really fun. Definitely recommend it. An author that I had not heard of this time last year, but Abby gave me one of his books for Christmas, is Shalom Auslander. She gave me Hope, a Tragedy, and I loved it, and discovered he had a book called Foreskin's Lament, which I thought was a hilarious title. Shalom Auslander is a Jewish author. How could he be anything else with a name like that? But he grew up ultra religious and now is completely sort of nothing. And I think it hits quite close to home because Mum had a similar sort of background, but he's also just so funny. He's pretty angry about a lot of stuff, but he's really great. So I hope he does something new soon so that I get to read it. And honestly, and this isn't so much a recommendation because I know that none of you are going to go, oh yeah, I'll read that book. But I do quite enjoy reading non-fiction stuff as well in my spare time. At uni, these diaries were always by my bed. I read the first 2.5 and then I got out of the habit of it. Alistair Campbell's diaries from the time Labour is in power. Because then it's nice to read little, just short diary entries before you go to bed. I enjoy reading political books, read Tony Blair's thingamajiggy autobiography as well. And then I like reading history books, whether it be about the Holocaust and things that I did my masters on. So I've read quite a lot of those sorts of books, or books about any kind of history. I don't know, I like having little chunks of history and finding things out like that, and it's quite nice dipping into that sort of thing. So I guess I would recommend that if you're interested in a certain topic, you just explore it in little ways. That's just a small insight into the sort of books that I like. I would say that I don't really have a specific type of fiction that I necessarily love. I do quite like fantasy and that sort of thing, and I like modern day literature. Books that I'm planning to read soon. I really need to get the new Bridget Jones's Diary. I loved those books and I want to read the third one, even though Darcy is dying and I'm not happy about that, but I'm sure it'll be hilarious and I'll move on. And I just got the Book of Mormon as well in a hard copy to read, so I know what all the fuss is about, and it came with a wonderful inscription from the previous owner that said, "I just wanted you to know, I personally know that this book contains the words of prophets. It's a wonderful companion to the Bible and a great testimony of the divinity of Christ." So it's going to be a cracking read, and thanks to the person who put that in the book, because it made my day when I saw that. And otherwise, I'm the sort of person who just has piles and piles of books and never really makes her way through them. I was doing really well at reading a lot this year, and then the moment I fall out the habit, it's bad for me. So I need to be more disciplined and get into it more, because I love reading, really. Maybe I should get a Terry Pratchett book and then I'll be lost to everything. Anyway, I look forward to hearing some book recommendations from you, and I will see you all next week. Bye!